Colorado is one of my favorite places on earth. The towering mountains, crystalline skies, and crisp alpine air always lift my spirits and help me relax. Fortunately, I get to visit this beautiful place nearly every summer, as my great-grandfather built a cabin for his descendants in an abandoned mining town over 60 years ago. During my visits, I spend time exploring the relics of the old coal town, visiting small shops in distant towns, and hiking along rugged mountain trails. While my daily hikes are full of spectacular views, they are usually pretty uneventful. However, one hike this past summer was far from ordinary. On the day of my hike, I was accompanied by both my husband and my dad, who are fellow adventurers like myself. We were looking forward to a short, simple hike that would provide us with a bit of exercise and some outstanding vistas. Little did we know that trouble awaited. Our problems began only moments into our hike, when we quickly realized that the trail we planned to take was a heavily used horse trail. Day in and day out, pack horses would carry heavy loads of people and gear into the mountains. The horses' heavy hooves, paired with torrential rains the night before, left a trail that was thick with mud. Our hiking boots were quickly caked with wet balls of mud as we slipped and sloshed our way up the slippery slopes, doing everything we could not to fall as we slogged through the messy terrain. After a long haul through the muddy climb upwards, we came to a sunny mountain meadow. At last our hike was free of mud, and soon we found firm grass beneath our feet. However, the silence of the meadow was soon pierced by an odd sound. Bah! We looked at each other, puzzled by the unfamiliar sound. The call was hoarse and startled, sounding as if some creature nearby was choking. Bah! It called again. Soon we found the source. A sheep! Ranchers must have been allowing their herds to graze in the open lands between the mountains. Soon we were surrounded by hundreds of sheep who eyed us with curiosity and perhaps a bit of annoyance. However, our amusement towards our surroundings quickly changed as we heard another sound. Grrr! As I jerked my head up, I saw two large white beasts lumbering our way. They were much larger than the surrounding sheep and had a much different gait. A moment later, I came to realize that two massive guard dogs were trotting our way. "Kyle!" I whispered harshly to my husband. "Get over here!" Kyle, along with my dad, edged closer to me without another word. As soon as he was in reach, I roughly spun my husband around so I could reach the hiking pack that hung from his back. With a quick flick of my wrist, I unzipped a pocket on the pack and pulled out a small bottle of pepper spray. While such a small amount of spray probably wouldn't stop two angry, protective dogs, I figured it may be our best bet. As the dogs approached us with their fur standing on end and deep growls rumbling in their throats, I stepped forward and shouting in a commanding tone, "Stop, dogs! No! Stay there! We are not going to hurt your sheep." The dogs eyed me for a long moment, their growls softening but still persisting. While holding the pepper spray ahead of me with a shaking hand, I spoke firmly once more. "I said no! Go! Go away!" Slowly, the dogs lowered their tails and their growls subsided. With heavy huffs, the canines lumbered back towards their sheep. As I looked to my husband and my dad, my body still shook with bits of fear and a rush of adrenaline. What a close call! Though that day's hike was challenging, we were rewarded with one of the most breathtaking views of our trip. Despite trails of mud and fierce sheep guards, we ended our hike with satisfaction, laughter, and one last stop at the trailhead to look over the notices posted on a signboard there. As I stepped closer, I noticed a bulletin that I had missed when we started our hike. In bold letters at the top, it stated, "Public grazing takes place on these lands. Beware of sheep guard dogs." Perhaps next time I take a hike in Colorado, I'll take extra care to read signs posted at the trailhead before I start my journey.